Have you ever felt totally stuck? Like you know exactly what you want, but you just can't seem to make any real progress? Well, what if I told you the problem isn't you? It's your obsession with goals. In this explainer, we're going to tear that idea apart and look at a much, much more powerful alternative: building systems. This whole idea really comes from a super relatable moment of frustration. The author of our source material was flipping through some old journals and found a list of goals he'd written 3 years earlier. Things like get in shape, start creating content, quit his job. And the gut punch? He hadn't achieved a single one. Zilch. Despite all that ambition, he was in the exact same spot. So what is going on here? How can you have a clear target and still go nowhere? Well, it turns out the problem is baked right into the very idea of a goal. They're fantastic for pointing you in a direction, but they leave out the most critical part of the whole journey. Now, let's be super clear. Goals aren't useless. Not at all. They are incredibly important for setting a direction. You can think of them as the peak of the mountain you want to climb, or the address you type into your phone's GPS. They give you that vision, that target to aim for. But, and this is a huge but, that's pretty much where their job ends. And this, right here, is the absolute crux of the issue. A goal is just the finish line. It tells you what you want, but it gives you zero instructions on how to actually get there. It's like wanting to get to the top of a skyscraper, but having no idea that stairs or an elevator even exist. That missing how is the reason so many of our big dreams just end up collecting dust in a notebook. So this brings us to the core concept, the big idea of this whole explainer. If goals are the what's, then the real secret to making progress is all about focusing on the how. And that how, well, that's what we call a system. This slide just breaks it down perfectly. A goal is the destination, right? Let's say New York City. A system is the vehicle that actually gets you there. It's the car, it's the driving every day, it's stopping for gas. A goal is a one-time outcome. A system is the repeatable process that gets you that outcome again and again. One gives you a direction, the other actually makes the progress happen. So what exactly is a system? It's just a process. It's a sequence of small, repeatable actions that you do over and over again consistently. Each little step might feel tiny, almost like it doesn't matter. But when you string those steps together, day after day, you are quite literally guaranteed to move forward. All right, let's make this real. Say your goal is to publish a book. That's huge and intimidating. So you forget the goal and you build a system. I will write 300 words every day. That's it. Want to increase your income? Your system is studying business for 30 minutes daily. Learning a new language? Your system is practicing for just 15 minutes every single day. You see the pattern, right? The entire focus shifts from that scary final product to a small, manageable thing you can do today. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually build a system that works? More importantly, how do we build one we can actually stick with? Well, our source material gives us 3 simple but totally game-changing rules. Let's dig in. First, you have to start ridiculously small. I mean, so small it feels kind of silly. We all get excited at the beginning and try to do way too much. We say, I'm going to write 5 pages a day. That's just not going to last. Instead, your system should be to write just 100 words. The point isn't to finish the book tomorrow. The point is to build the habit of writing today. Rule number 2, and this one is so important. Consistency will always beat intensity. Going to the gym for 5 hours on a Saturday and then doing nothing for 2 weeks is way less effective than a simple 20-minute workout every day. Writing 1 paragraph every day is going to get you way further than writing 20 pages one weekend, burning out, and then quitting. It's all about that slow, steady, consistent rhythm. And finally, life happens. It's messy. You're going to get sick. You're going to travel. Your schedule is going to get completely derailed. When your system breaks, and trust me it will, our first impulse is to just quit. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll just wait for a perfect Monday to start over. No, the rule is to adapt, not to abandon the whole thing. If you miss a day, you just get back to it the next day. If the routine isn't working, you just tweak it a little. The system is meant to be flexible. Okay, now we're at what might be the single most important insight of this entire explainer. Most of us, when we make a plan, we do it on a good day. We're feeling motivated, we're full of energy, we plan for our best selves. But that's a trap, because we aren't our best selves every single day. This is what our source calls the worst day rule, and it's brilliant. When you build your system, don't ask, what can I do on a good day? Instead, you need to ask yourself this: what is the absolute bare minimum I can get done on my worst day? Design your system for that version of you, the one who's tired, stressed out, and has zero motivation. Because honestly, a system that you can actually follow even when you feel awful is so much more valuable than some perfect system that you have to abandon the second life gets a little hard. So ask yourself, can I write just 100 words when I'm exhausted? Can I study for only 5 minutes when I'm stressed? That's the kind of resilient system that will actually get you somewhere. So, when you put this all together, what's the big takeaway? If there's one idea to walk away with from all of this, it's this. You have to fall in love with the process, not the final prize. So, let's just recap the key moves here. Use your goals to set a direction, and then pretty much forget about them. Instead, build a system that creates daily progress. Start incredibly small, focus on being consistent, not intense. When you fall off, adapt, don't quit, and most importantly, design that system for your worst day, not your best one. I mean, just think about that for a second. Every single athlete in the Olympics has the same goal: win a gold medal. Every startup founder has the goal of building a $1 billion company. Having the goal doesn't make you special. Everyone has goals. The people who actually succeed are the ones who build a reliable system that carries them across the finish line, day after day. So I'll leave you with a question. Just forget about your biggest, scariest, most ambitious goals for a minute, and instead ask yourself this. What is one tiny, repeatable system, an action so small you pretty much can't fail, that you can start tomorrow to move yourself in the right direction?